Hi guys, so it's the beginning of another month, and as usual, let's go over our financial records for the previous month, the month of July. Okay? So as usual, before I start this video, I'd always say that first of all, I don't work every day in the week. I work around 2 to 3 times in a week, and I definitely work Sundays. It's because I think of Sundays as my best days, the day where I put in 100% because it's a good day for me and all the conditions are just good. Then two of any other weekday. So that's how I work. And I don't know if this is important, but I also use the most of the platforms except for Bolt and Rider. So majorly, I'm just on Uber and InDrive. Majorly, the other ones are there. Nothing wrong with them, by the way. I just this is what I'm doing at the moment. So I say this to say that your numbers might be better, your numbers might be different, depending on, first of all, the platforms you use and the days you work and the frequency of your work times and your work hours. So yeah. All right, without further ado, let's get into it. So the month of July started off, I think it was on a Monday or something. It started off with a weekday. It didn't start off on the Sunday. So on the first weekday, I think that was on a Tuesday, I went out for work. And on the weekdays, I don't go out for work from morning. I go out in the evening, bala, bala, bala. You understand how this is. So on the first weekday, went out for work in the evening. My number for that day was 21K on gross profit, 11K on net. So you just have to subtract 10,000. So I use 10,000 worth of fuel on every weekday work because it's not a very elongated period of work. It's just somewhere around 6 hours or so, or 5 hours. So the first weekday was 21K. The second, I also worked another day on that same week, and the second day it was 22,000 on gross, 12,000 on net profit. But when we talk about gross profit, is everything I brought home, everything like that. Like, this is what I have for today. But then after I've subtracted things like fuel and then maybe commission and all that. By the way, all things pertaining to commission, I pay as the work is happening, right? So, for instance, if I say my take home for a day was 21K, it was probably 25, right? But after I'd paid commission and after I'd settled one or two things, this was the only thing I brought home. So I don't calculate commission differently. You get? All right. Okay, so the first day was 21, the second day was 22 on gross. And then on a Sunday, that week Sunday, I did 73 on gross. And I spent a fuel of around 25K. So we'll have to subtract that to get the net. And then on the following week, or should I say on that same week, I worked once on the weekday. And my take home was 19K on gross. All the numbers I'm calling for you is on gross, okay? So on the screen, I'm going to make the calculation so you're going to see what the actual income is, or the actual net profit. Then the next week, Sunday, when I went out for work, I remember I used only 20K worth of fuel. It was 50K on gross. And then on the weekday, I did only 15K. That was poor, but that's what it is. And then the next Sunday was 56K on gross. and on the weekday it was 18K, and on the last week of July it was 65K on gross on a Sunday and 15K on a weekday. Also poor. I hate that number 15. It feels like I just spent some 5 maybe 6 hours of my time and all I made was 5,000, right? So yeah, so those are my numbers. I'm sure yours may have been good or better. I hope yours was better, man, because the thing is the dry season came up around the middle of July, so requests were not as frequent, and there was some days where there was an issue about fuel scarcity in Abuja. I was on fuel scarcity issue, so it was kind of like a slow day, right? So I'm not saying this to give you a reason as to why the numbers are dwindling. For me, it's no excuse, quite frankly. If I really wanted to make it happen, I would make it happen. But that's just my capacity for the day. I met some people who, one or two guys who told me like, yo, however bad or good a day is, once it's clocking 6 p.m., I'm gone. It's like a lot of us treat this job like it's a 9 to 5 job. It's not. Okay, it's not an office job. It's not a desk job. You don't get pension after this. Okay, it's no clock in and clock out hours. It's different. You have to find your best moment and make sure you utilize it. You can't be going home at a time when you're most needed for the job. Yeah. So anyway, let's not get into all that things. So those are the numbers, and I hope, well, this encourages somebody, or this gives you an idea if you're looking to join. Yeah, these are not my best days. These are not my best numbers. I'm very specifically saying you could do better. You could really, really do better. All right. And mind you, I also said in the previous video that August is going to be a little bit slow. It's a norm. It's a trend. It's not because you're not using the right app or something. It's just a normal thing around August, July, August. It's going to pick up towards the end of August / September. All right, it gets only better after this August month. So just like I said in the previous video, just have that in mind. Okay, it's not something that is your fault. It's just what it is. But don't slack, don't relent. I see a lot of guys, like a lot of Uber guys, just park under one shade. Their legs is on the steering. The seats are reclined and they're resting the whole day. You have to make an effort. You have to make an effort. All right. Okay. Till next time, we'll talk about August too. However bad it was, we'll still talk about it. All right. Bye.